Good morning, Emina. Merry
Good morning.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Welcome to another episode of a very special episode of SEOs Getting Coffee this week, as it's going to be our last before Christmas and New Year. So last one of 2023. Cheers with coffee.
Cheers. I'm very
so so today we'll do a kind of special Christmassy episode where we'll discuss obviously some Christmassy themed SEO thing, as well as some 2024 predictions, obviously. So I think the best question to ask is an all I want for Christmas question, which would be answering, what would you like for Christmas, Emina?
Well, I have my Christmas cup, which my daughter made about 2 years
Oh yeah,
ago.
and I have Chase it. The only other Christmassy thing that I could find was Chase from Paw Patrol with a Christmas hat on. Every other bit of decoration or everything is all stuck up in the house, so I couldn't actually get anything other than this poor attempt at a Christmas jumper. So
No, it looks good. I even have a pair of glasses. They're not very comfortable though, so I'm not going to wear them.
Kind of look a little bit like Elton John.
Yeah, I mean, they look absolutely ridiculous. But I mean, I'm saying that, and I have.
Yeah, I mean that's perfectly fine. It's the glasses that's a bit too much, right?
Yeah, it's a step too far, but I wanted to show them because they are so cool. I mean, they're really, really swanky.
Okay, well, we're definitely getting in the right frame of mind for the Christmas Vixen Digital Christmas party later today, and I hope to see those glasses later. So all I want for Christmas, a digital marketing related gift or SEO related gift, even better. What would you ask Santa for? SEO Santa.
So SEO Santa, I would ask, I mean, the first one is our usual like 404 room 404 resident, which is GA4. So I would ask Santa for Universal Analytics. I think we can both agree that if I could get Universal Analytics underneath my Christmas tree this year, I would be a very, 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 very
wake up on Christmas Day and see your old Universal Analytics property populated full of data. How incredible would that be?
Yeah,
that's a good one. So I was thinking about this as well. And actually, I think I would like for Christmas is a lower cost solution of basically like an SEO software, really. So kind of think that the two major players, I know obviously there are other out there, but with Ahrefs and SEMrush, but I think there's room for another cheeky competitor to come in that potentially has like a lower cost associated with it, because I think with over recent months with Ahrefs changing their subscription models and things, as well as SEMrush with their kind of adding users and things to their account, and how you can end up with quite large bills from these software tools. I think there's a prime area for somebody to come along and give us a nice new tool to shake it up a little bit.
Yeah, no, I love the fact, I mean, you didn't mention Moz because they're kind of in the same basket. I don't know what they've done with their pricing. I haven't used them for a while. There is I've been hearing a lot about SE ranking, and I haven't checked it out yet. So there are some out there, but I agree. I'd like to I'd like to have a nice Christmassy present of a tool that's actually as good as the major players, but not as expensive.
But that's it. I think a lot of these pieces of software, so two key things. I think a lot of these pieces of software have a lot of features that a lot of people don't use. right? So there's a lot of things there that, like, even, you know, a lot of us just don't use in our day-to-day for clients. They're nice to haves, but they're not like integral. Whereas, you know, I think a tool that has the integral thing, the day-to-day things that you're always using, you know, keyword research, you know, and things like that, make, you know, these types of things, I think you could cut costs, and I think you can have. But then the key thing is that you do get stuck into your mindset and your working zone of only being aware of those tools that you use. So yeah, if anybody has any to suggest going into 2024, then perhaps, you know, it's a good opportunity to kind of ask the audience and say, like, look, you know, if you've got any cool tools that you're using that you think we should check out in 2024, then please do let us know, because we're really keen to obviously see and test different things, and things that we might not be aware of yet. So yeah, I'll leave that one out there for anybody that'd like to suggest anything we should check and try. So yeah. Anything else that you want to see under your Christmas tree?
So I have on my Christmas list less spammy buy my links posts on LinkedIn or requests or emails, or recently I've been getting people sharing their Excel sheets, Google Docs, Google Docs with me, full of like websites where I can put links on. It's ridiculous. So please, if I can have for Christmas less of that spam, I will be a very happy.
I know of an SEO consultant who actually spends time and invests time into, you know, reviewing these lists that people send them, and they take that list and they put it onto an actual Google sheet of basically everywhere where I will not get a link from. So it's basically a way to kind of say, well, you know, these are the sites that are, you know, are being advertised to me to buy links from. Well, actually, these are all the sites that I'm going to avoid ever having links on. So it actually, you know, trying to make a positive out of that negative of getting, you know, hounded with, you know, please buy my links, have a look at this spreadsheet. It's like, well, I'll take all that data and I'll put it on my, you know, do not get link from list. So yeah, perhaps that's a nice Christmas present. I'll try and dig out and see if I can find that spreadsheet. But yeah, but no, it's a good one. I think, you know, definitely it's seemingly happening more often now on LinkedIn. Is that, you know, I think cold emails and link, you know, that cold email kind of technique of, you know, just receive an email is now seemingly going over to LinkedIn a little bit more. I've found is that, you know, I'm seeing less quick questions in my quick question subject lines in my email inbox, but I'm seeing more of it in LinkedIn, you know, in the messages. So it's really hard actually, because you have genuine connection requests of people that you should be connecting with, but it's all, you know, it's all layered into all the kind of spam stuff that you get. So yeah, it's a good one. Do we have any more? I don't think I have any more.
Oh, I have, my list is long.
Okay, go for it. Yeah, go for another one.
Yeah, I'm very greedy for Christmas. I like lots of presents from SEO Santa. Right, so I want less AI, because we were talking about it in the last episode. Everything has AI bolted onto it. I'm also getting so bored of like the sameness of Google results, and how search has become a little bit cluttered and a little bit, you know, good enough, which is that article that was written about it. Just not very good search results recently, which is understandable because they are testing, and, you know, I can understand that there's so much information on the internet now. It's difficult to like crawl, index, and rank that in good time. And I'm hoping it's going to get better in the next year. But yeah, less AI. I also had more transparency from Google. I know that they've become much better with kind of being transparent, but I'd love a little bit more. I also have less bot attacks. I mean, it's been crazy with which is why I think part of that is this like two-step verification that everybody is now rolling out by default. And I'd love the ability underneath my Christmas tree, if I could have the ability of like just logging into something without the fuff and fuss that this has all caused. So lots of kind of little tiny gripes that I have, and I'd love a like a technical SEO fairy on my shoulder for the next year. And whenever I kind of have a technical problem, the fairy just kind of talks to me a little bit and tells me.
Well, maybe you need to make your own custom GPT for that, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, I love.
But that would
learning.
be more AI, not less. So.
Exactly. I love learning, and I'm very good at technical SEO, but there's always something, because I'm not a developer. There's always kind of something that I'm like, oh, why is this? And then it takes me a while to kind of figure it out. I do figure it out at the end, but sometimes I'd love just to get the straight answer. No, ChatGPT was not helpful in some of those.
Yeah, well, that's it, isn't it? I think, but it is part of the puzzle and the journey of tech SEO, is that each individual situation is usually unique to that situation. Now, of course, there's common themes and there's common things that you look towards, but actually, like, in context of that specific site, I think that's the excitement on the geeky side of tech SEO, right? Is that you do have to, even if you do have that that knowledge and that kind of the ins and outs of things, there's still more things to discover, because you're obviously working uniquely with a specific site that has its own, it's been set up in a certain way. So I can see your cat visiting as well.
Yeah, my cat is here. Yeah, I know what you mean, and I don't want to kind of lose that curiosity, and I don't think I ever will. But sometimes I'm just like, probably it's because of the guilt that you feel. Sometimes, I feel really guilty because I've just spent 2 hours an hour trying to figure something out technical. And I think, like, is this me just being curious and geeky?
Yeah, but it's a process of elimination as well, though. I think that's but that's also, websites are constantly evolving. And also the process of elimination, of checking all the things that it's like, thinking about like like a visualization of like a flow, like a flow chart, or like where you're going through this process of elimination to kind of think, well, what is this issue, and going through those steps. And sometimes you get caught up on those things, because there are certain things that you're like, oh, hang on a second, I haven't seen this before. And I guess that's where, the curiosity is, it does take you, but that's it. That's why, tech SEO can be, very time consuming. So yeah, but yeah, no, I do get your, I do. It would be nice to have the answer a lot quicker, but sometimes, that process and that discovery can lead you onto other paths as well.
Yeah.
So
I think you're right. I've changed my mind. I don't want an technical SEO fairy anymore, because I think you're right. It will. I don't know if it will stop me. I mean, we have ChatGPT as well, and kind of I use it sometimes for things, and but I'm still super curious, and I'm super. I get myself into these rabbit holes of like particularly technical, because it's one of the areas I'm very interested in and learning more of. And my last one I promise, is I would like somebody to leave a present of attribution underneath my Christmas tree that actually works. Being really able to attribute revenue and conversions and all of those things, which is completely impossible.
Like 100% accurate attribution, you mean?
Yeah, 100% accurate. I mean, it's a pipe dream. It's never.
You're asking for quite a lot this Christmas.
Yeah, as I said, I'm greedy. This is, there is no such thing as like completely correct attribution. It's a complete myth. My cat is here as well.
Maybe your cat knows the
bit of
answer.
bit of a look. He's joining in on the whole attribution. We want better attribution. But I know that, especially the C-suite really wants it. And I can understand why. It's just a lot of time is wasted when
Well, I think unfortunately, it might be becoming more complicated rather than going the opposite direction, unfortunately. So but maybe that won't be for next Christmas. But no, I think it's very important. It's something which obviously would make our lives easier, but also make, like you say, is that kind of stakeholders in businesses and business owners and it would make things easier for them as well, because we can actually show the value of marketing efforts, not just SEO. So that's right. Predictions for 2024. We've got to do this. Everyone's doing it, but I guess we have to do this. We have to make our predictions.
But the thing is, will we say anything new? I mean, it's the same thing with the wish list, really. The predictions of 2024. I mean, I wanted less AI. It's gonna be more AI. So,
well, I think some kind of out there predictions. I think that there might be in the coming year. I think there will be. There'll be way more AI, but I think we'll get to a point where, or we'll have a couple of instances where we might have some controversy around it. So I think there'll be like might be some kind of national. There'll be like some kind of national news story or something where AI has kind of been found the culprit of something that it was actually, or it'll be used as an excuse, right, and something like that. And I think we'll start seeing it now. We'll start seeing it more on like a national news level of kind of like how AI is being kind of used mainstream, right? And there might be some kind of controversy around that in terms of like, I don't know, maybe a celebrity is misrepresented or something like that, and it's actually fake, or maybe something happens and it's actually fake, or something like along those lines. I think that's probably the next step that we'll see. But yeah, do you have any other predictions?
I mean, we spoke a lot about kind of EEAT and the importance of that, and I'm still convinced that authorships, personal brands, and that first E, so experience, is going to be in the world of AI. That's what's gonna be important, and is already important. How that's like measured and what signals Google uses, nobody really knows, but and I don't think we're gonna find out really. But I think like personal brands and things like that is gonna also, I think we're coming back to kind of looking at user generated content as well in SEO and in general, which can be seen from like the comeback of Reddit and all of these forum type of things, and how much juice they get on ranking.
Posts from 2013, you mean, being ranked on the first page?
I mean, look, it's as I said, under my Christmas tree, I want better search results. But I think there's gonna be a comeback of some of these old strategies in SEO that not saying that proper user generated content is brilliant, but I'm talking also about kind of some of these black hat or gray hat SEO techniques. The other thing is community building. I think it's been happening quite a lot anyway. We've been talking about it for years and stuff, but people are more and more kind of getting their advice from communities, partly because of the search results being so terrible, partly because of ads on social media networks, So these private communities, as an example, I'm part of the Women in Technical SEO Slack group, and it's the best group that I've joined for a while now. And the amount of value that you get from it, and how it's been run, it's absolutely brilliant. And already, I'm looking at tools that people are suggesting there, looking at strategies, solutions, testing things out. The trust is already being built. And I think a lot of people are doing that. People don't realize how much this dark social is impacting their business. So
I think that's the I think a lot of these things I think will obviously move away from Google as being the source. And I think absolutely, in the sense that you will have these communities springing up and developing, whether they're run on social media networks or whether they're run on actual forums and things. I think they're even apps. I think that exactly that. The other possible thing as well, which a few people have mentioned, is that TikTok and being treated more as the importance of it as in terms of searches, and whether Google should be worried about that.
I know. I don't like. Oh, we could sit here for another 3 hours about that. I'm divided on that.
But I do think brands are going to test it out, and I think brands, I think there is cases for certain searches and certain volume where TikTok is blowing Google out the water in terms of volume. So I think it's only going to be a case that people will and brands will test obviously marketing on there. So I think we'll see more of that. I think with not necessarily everybody, but I think it's going to be kind of like larger brands, I think, that will do some testing on that to kind of
don't get me wrong. I think businesses should kind of test it out. Not every business, but there's businesses who should definitely be on TikTok and testing it out and working with it. And there's nothing preventing you from even when you're like a bit skeptical. A test. It's always good to test things. It's just that this idea of searches being it really depends on the audience, on the intent, on the on bottom of the funnel stuff. A lot of that stuff in B2B particular, you're not going to go to TikTok for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think obviously where TikTok is starting to excel is obviously with e-commerce. And I think there'll be more of that, and I think that those will be the first kind of brands that kind of potentially utilize it for that. But going back, I think I think the main theme is going to be coming 2024 again. The main theme is going to be AI. I think we might see a community develop and a movement develop towards ethical AI or ethical use of AI. So, because it's not going anywhere. And I think, at the moment we're in that zone of when you've got a new thing and everyone's just going, oh, this is crazy, and doing everything that they can with it. I think that will be refined, and I think there'll be like an ethical AI movement of thinking, well, actually, it's not going anywhere. How do we use it and use AI ethically to be able to obviously, integrate it within to make it productive, efficient, make us efficient, but also how do we use it ethically? So, basically not spamming the internet with poor content, and, all of these types of things, as well as, maybe ethical AI movement in certain industries as well, in terms of like, educating people in how to use AI and what it should be used for. It shouldn't be used to write your content for you, but it can be used to kind of help you generate ideas, right? So I think that there might be more of a movement towards that, and more of a conversation around that as we move forward into 2024.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I'm hoping that more understanding of how large machine learning works, really, because I think there's a bit of a misunderstanding between, it's called artificial intelligence. It's not actually intelligent. It's machine learning. So there is a bit of a danger there to oversimplify.
Yeah, but and I think so, and I think more and more people will become concerned about that, because I think there'll be more and more concerning things that will happen. You know, I think that there'll be more and more concerning things that are generated that's just factually incorrect, or incorrect information, or, you know, more and more people will be affected, you know, positively and negatively. But the people that, you know, it will make people aware that actually this isn't like, you know, it needs to be you know, needs to move forward with it in a careful and you know, kind of considerate way.
Yeah.
Because, and I think more people will become aware of that. So yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, good one. Well, Happy New Year to everybody, and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Should be the other way around. But yeah, thank you very much. And we'll be back with you in the new year. Any final words for 2023, Emina?
Yeah, just, you know, hope everybody has a wonderful Christmas and a happy new year, and, you know, be kind to yourself. This is a season that is really, really exciting and nice, but at the same time it can be a bit full on. So hopefully you'll get to relax and do a lot of self-care in 2024. That's my plan as well. So I tell that to everybody else.
Is that your New Year resolution?
Yeah, it is. I think it's important, you know, to kind of like think about your mental health and think about how you're feeling and validate your feelings and feelings of others. But don't get me started. I'm really into things like this, and kind of exploring ways of looking after yourself and looking after
Well,
others.
maybe that's an episode for the new year. And perhaps in the new year, maybe we can try and invite a guest on, or try and have some other conversations with some additional SEOs, and invite some people for coffee, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, let's see. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, everyone, and yeah, we'll see you in 2024. See you later, everyone.